People just say iPhone SE is the most frustrating phone in 2022. This can be true if you value the battery life, camera and screen a lot, or maybe you just can't justify this special edition, aka not all screen. But after a bunch of weeks using it, I found Apple should name it iPhone LTS. As we know, Apple just shipped the software updates depend on RAM and the SoC. iPhone 6s, the second 4.7-inch iPhone with a Great Leap A9 chip, is still usable today, while some A8 and A8X iPad with 2GB of RAM still can get the update, but only use as a video player or book reader. And you may doubt, A15 has the least single-core increase. How could the iPhone SE3 become the long-standing phone? That's because great performance leap may bring worse battery life and generate more heat, which could let battery capacity drain faster, and even cause accidentally shut down in winter, or just disable your phone in hot summer day, thanks to the better power efficiency by A15 chip, which has double the cache and 10% larger battery. iPhone SE3 can even beat the OLED iPhone 13 mini. I think that because SE screen is smaller and has way less render pixel. iPhone mini render the same points as 5.8 iPhone X in 3x, and scale back to a lower resolution panel just like the iPhone Plus model. It makes the mini screen not pixel perfect, can be more blurry than other OLED 6.1-inch iPhone, while iPhone SE has the 2x pixel perfect panel. Some games even render in 1x on this 550p screen. You can notice there's a lot of aliasing. This looks bad, but the point is, there is almost no render stress on the iPhone SE. For a long-term usage phone, these features make the iPhone SE just like the Nokia 3310, which don't have too much fancy thing but really reliable, especially suitable as a backup or wingman phone. You can use the AirDrop, universal clipboard, and Apple's automatic switching between the two phones. It's just like using the foldable phone, but more flexible. Let's talk about the design. For me, not all screen phone is still usable. Thanks to Apple updated this phone, new app will still be compatible with this layout. The curved aluminum frame is more comfortable to hold, while the back glass is white with a little pink. The IP67 waterproof is still remained. I think it's quite useful in long-term use, while some flagship phones just drop the IP rating. And the front Touch ID home button is still convenient for people wearing masks. For me, I think the home button has no advantage when Face ID can be used when wearing mask, and Touch ID can be inconvenient when hiding notification content. Anyway, it's still more reliable and faster than under-screen fingerprint scanner. Only one annoying thing is, iPhone SE is still lack of tap to wake up. For holding experience, it's almost 100 grams lighter than iPhone 13 Pro with case. That feel is mind-blowing. The light weight won't make your arm feel stretched after day usage, and 625 nits max brightness is just okay for daylight use. Compared to iPhone 13 mini, it's still acceptable. And there is no any flickering during the night. It's just pleasant to hold this phone. Of course, it's hard to do any productivity task on this 4.7-inch screen, like reading the PDF, especially compared with those giant foldable phones, which you can do these fancy tricks. In real-world usage, you can get an iPad mini and turn auto hotspot on. That's almost convenient as a cellular version, because the hotspot is 5 GHz now, and you can share files via AirDrop. Take the advantage of the big screen, or just copy and paste the content between two devices. You may get the idea how these products work seamlessly in one ecosystem. Talking about the ecosystem, my HomeKit unlock gate trick also works fine. This plus HomeKit Smart Lock totally replaced my HomeKeys. Don't forget the AirPods. iPhone SE still has full control and spatial audio support. The automatically switching is really useful. Then let's talk about 5G. One recent upgrade to the iPhone SE is the 5G support. For me, 5G can eventually have better signal coverage, which is critical for daily experience. Although iPhone SE only have 2x2 MIMO antennas, which only reach half of the speed, it is still sufficient for daily use. And less antenna can bring better 4G signal. The speed difference can be really noticeable. Anyway, 5G is not a must, and 4G can still last for decades. The point is, more low-band spectrum will move to 5G, and that can make a rural area has better signal and sufficient speed. One major complaint about SE is the single 1/3-inch sensor camera, which is pretty outdated. Apple claims they use the computational photography power by A15. Thanks to the smart HDR4, the picture quality is very decent. Like this shot, HDR brighten up the shadow, showing the detail of the flower. And Apple keeps the photography style, which you can change the tone and the white balance. For most daylight photos, iPhone SE and iPhone 13 Pro don't have much noticeable differences, while iPhone 13 Pro has more shallow depth of field. Of course, the brighten trick can screw up in cloudy days. The left photo shot by SE just lost the old building texture. iPhone 13 Pro also has the same issue. Many people complain iPhone SE dropped the night mode, but thanks to better algorithm and optical image stabilization, camera viewfinder still has the moderate exposure. In urban light scene, the picture quality is good. The noise control is really decent. In extreme low light scene, iPhone SE still has acceptable exposure. The detail and the noise control is still fine, while iPhone 13 Pro captures even more details and colors are much more vivid. For a mid-range phone, I think iPhone SE camera is still usable during the night, considering the focus is fast and accurate, but the small sensor still has the trade-off, which means the shutter needs to be slower. Moving object can be blurry in low light, like shooting the cat. In moderate lighting, it still works fine. Of course, the flying dots are still annoying, but except that, both SE and 13 Pro has the greater video quality. Apple just removed the sensor stabilization and the HDR capture capability, which is totally fine for average people choosing this budget phone. The missing ultra-wide and telephoto lens can be disappointing, but for daily use, they merely make the phone less playable. The last thing is charging. iPhone SE only supports 12-watt charging, and Apple just ditched the power adapter since late 2020. The Qi wireless charging is more convenient for this smart battery phone. While more and more public space provide Qi charging pad, the 5-watt charging is just not sufficient for Android large screen phone, but it can be practical for iPhone SE refueling. You can find them in new metro line or new fast food restaurant. And you can choose this case to make iPhone SE MagSafe compatible, which allow it to attach to a wide range of accessories. Finally, iPhone SE still don't have the Apple U1 and a lighter camera. But anyway, iPhone SE is still a good phone for long-term daily use. The A15 chip at this price is just blowing my mind. For other phones, I can't blame them too much, especially for ad-free software in China. But still, I hope Apple replaces the vintage design by a 5.7-inch 10R like iPhone. So what do you think of this phone? Leave your comments, and see you next time.